What's up, guys and gals? This is my third time recording this. I realize I've cut it very long, but please drop me a like, a comment, a subscription if you enjoyed this video, and I will be moving forward talking about my MSI Gaming build, the particular tower I have, and everything that you need to know about it, and why I chose the components I chose, you know, the brand of the brand of parts, and, you know, basically a little bit about my experience with it. Now, MSI's BIOS, the UEFI, was very, very easy to use. Very simplistic. A lot of companies have easy to use BIOS these days. It was very quick to set up. It literally took me no time. I think maybe 2 minutes once I got everything hooked up and ready and going. The BIOS booted up really quickly. It has a ton of drivers for everything. You have them for there's an overclock genie to manage your overclocking profile. You can have different overclocking profiles. I think you can have up to 6 saved on the overclocking genie, I think is what it was. I haven't really tooled around with that stuff too much, but it'll tell you, you know, the BIOS can be operated on screen while doing whatever. So you can count frames, you can keep track of your CPU core temperature, you can keep track of all kinds of different things, because you obviously want to make sure your CPU doesn't go above, I think mine is not supposed to go above 65, you know, and I think that's the general rule, 65 degrees Celsius. And so, you know, I'll kind of talk basically about the general thing. Man, this tower that I have is phenomenal. It's very spacious, very easy to use. Comes with comes with several different fans. There's 5 of them to begin with. It has a pretty cool inbuilt fan control, you know, on the top. Some people like to go through and actually specifically control the fans. I don't really think the fans are very loud in this guy. It's a very quiet desktop to begin with. Doesn't really make any noise. The fans are very, I don't know, they just, I mean, they're as quiet as a fan could possibly be because they move air. And I appreciate that about it. It's a very silent fan, and just, you know, it's got a lot of inbuilt features. On top of it, it has a SATA port. It also has a USB 3.0, a USB 2.0, a regular HD jack, or regular audio jack. I think it's a, what is it, the 3.5mm audio jack. And then you have a little microphone jack on the top as well, which is pretty awesome, man. You can't really ask for much more from a tower. It has every single possible mounting screw, hookup, everything you need. It's touted as a toolless design, although I do dispute that a little bit. I did have to use some tools and a serious amount of force in a few places, but otherwise, to be honest, it is a beautiful tower, very visually appealing. It fits. I mean, I don't think anybody can argue that it's unique looking and attractive. I like the red one, obviously, Red Baron. You know, I like the color red, but it is very beautiful. Honestly, it really is. And I think that if you guys were to be in the market for a new tower, that is a great one. It also does have spots. It has cable management for radiators. It has a slot for 2 separate radiators as well. So you could run 2 radiators. Although, I mean, you'd have to have a pretty intense build to even need 1 to begin with. I mean, you could run 1 anyway, just to increase the longevity of your parts and things. But right now, I just don't really need that. I mean, I think if you were running SLI Crossfire and you wanted to keep your graphics cards from burning out really quickly, then water cooling would probably be a good idea. But, you know, I mean, that's about all I have to say about the tower. The motherboard, again, very easy to set up. The OEM, very easy to set up. Windows 8.1 Pro is quick. It doesn't really take a lot of time, and it took me for all of MSI's drivers probably about 1.5 hours to set them up. Although I did come across a little mistake I made. I let it install the Intel onboard graphics drivers, and I had to go through and delete them, remount the VGA, and then I got the VGA to work. And so, you know, I was kind of concerned that I had a dead VGA too, and I was going to be really upset, but everything worked. It's beautiful, man, and I can't really stress that part enough. I think the Next did a wonderful job creating this case appearance. MSI does a really wonderful job creating their case appearance, and honestly, the only thing I would even wish this particular tower did was be see-through on the side. That would be pretty cool, because honestly, this MSI, it's a really nice looking build. and I would not mind exposing this motherboard and the VGA and everything else, because it's got a lot of really nice LEDs on the board itself, and it's just pretty, man. It really is. It looks like some crazy space age stuff, and I'll kind of let you guys get a little peek at what we're working with. So bear with me. I'm gonna crouch down just a little bit for a split second and show it all. So anyway, guys, like I said, I really hope you enjoy it, and drop me a like, a comment, a sub, whatever. Let me know what you have that you're curious about, you know, any portion of this that you've never heard of, you don't understand, you know, and I will answer any questions you have. I will also be posting my entire build in the description below. I'm sorry about that. I'm a shitty cameraman, but you should be able to see very well. Look at that. The big cartridge sticking out right there. I'm sure most people know, but if you don't, that is your VGA. All these other things are the stuff that hooks up your power cable, feeds the power to the motherboard, which is what that big ATX connector is right there. That is my aftermarket cooler. Look at that thing. Arctics. It is swole. You know, it's pretty nice, to be honest. It's got a couple of nice fans. That's that one. And then you have a slot for one right there. As well, there are these two that come with, and you also have a slot for another one right there. So really, if you even needed additional cooling, you could explore putting more fans in before you even put in radiators. And I don't think you, I mean, I'm sure you can hear that, but listen to how quiet it is. Whisper quiet. Doesn't really make a lot of noise. And then obviously I have the hard drive right there. And then you have this wicked MSI sticker that came with the motherboard. And then you have this guy. Woo! The single optical drive I have right now. It's not even a Blu-ray, it's just a DVI. I just picked that guy up because I made a little mistake and I needed to install the OEM and all that good stuff. Da 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 da. And that about wraps up the general appearance of the inside of it. Like I said, it was an easy to use case. It had literally everything provided to begin with, and I really think that if you're looking in a new tower and you need one that you want to have a little extra room for the future, then this guy is a great choice. I personally, like I said, think it's very visually impressive. It is very large. It is not really as heavy as it might look like it is. You know, it does look like it's a weighty bastard, but it's really not that heavy, to be honest. I've seen much heavier ones. I want to say it's Corsair right now, or maybe it's Cooler Master. I'm really not sure. Has a super tower out that weighs 50-something pounds to begin with. Just the tower, like, you know, I'm just saying, dude, if I was working at like Best Buy or some crap and you brought that thing into me, I would be a little mad. I'm not gonna lie. I would not want to pick that up. What have I done? I've unplugged this in some way that it's not very. I'll fool with that in a second. But anyway, guys, I apologize for the short break there. I'll probably edit that out. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you find it as intriguing as I do. And again, ask me any questions. The BIOS, you know, about installing drivers, about installing your BIOS, setting up your OEM, because your BIOS is already on there. About installing your, you know, any of the portions of your drivers, if you have any issues with that kind of stuff. I'm happy to answer all kinds of questions on that and share with you every little bit of knowledge and insight that I have gained over the years, and any reading resources I know of that are going to be useful to you as well. And I will be, hopefully, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm downloading Battlefield 4, COD Modern Warfare, DayZ, or not DayZ, but H1Z1 and Dota 2. And I'm probably going to go ahead and download League of Legends. I've not played either Dota or League of Legends. I'm kind of curious, man. And that about wraps it up. I will see you guys next time. And it's the Red Baron 59 signing off. I am a Dota noob, and I will be streaming it. I'll see you next time. Deuces. Don't forget to like if you